Are we live? Yes, we are. Okay. Howdy, howdy, everyone. This is Konstantin. Welcome to Inside Russia. Are you seeing and hearing me well? Well, I'm hearing myself. Чат выключен, да. Не надо, он так специально выключен. Okay, the new picture for me, new setup, new studio. Just give me 1 second. I think this is a bit better. Okay. This is Konstantin. Welcome to Southern Russia, Rostov-on-Don. I'm not in Moscow anymore. I have moved to the south with my family, and I'm going to be doing videos from this location for some time. It's very inside Russia, very heart of Russia. It's very close to Ukraine, about 40 miles. I'm going to be giving you updates from here from now on, and I hope you will like them. Welcome to the stream. I have an interesting topic today. I hope all of you will find it interesting, find it valuable to you. And without further ado, shall we? But before we go, first of all, before we go, if you're new here, I schedule my streams in a way that for the first 20 to 30 minutes there are no comments. I just have time to deliver my message and concentrate on it. And after that, after I'm done, I turn on the comments so I could get feedback from you, answer your questions and so forth. I'm seeing that my mods are giving me 5x5 on the picture and the sound. So, some companies leaving Moscow, well, Russia. Some companies have left. Some companies thinking about it. Some companies have made decisions and are in the process of leaving. Yet, we started hearing news that some companies are coming back. This stream is about the sanctions, how they are affecting us, and what's really going on with the sanctions. But you've heard many times from myself, from other Russian English speaking bloggers about the sanctions and so forth. We'll try to give you a little different outlook. Okay, so somewhat it's going to be interesting. The sanctions, as you know, on the 24th of February, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced that he was forced to start a special military operation of Russia against Ukraine due to some reasons. Not talking about the reasons, we covered them many times in other streams. If you want, go back and watch them. We have also covered the sanctions, and basically for the past 3 months I've told you many times that more and more companies leave Russia. Obviously, you know, a lot of companies have found it very difficult, impossible, toxic to work in Russia after the start of this event. I totally understand the reasons behind their decisions, and I am witnessing how they are leaving, and some have already left. McDonald's was among the first companies that announced leaving, and since then quite a few have, and most have, I think almost all have, and I'm talking about Western corporations that somehow are present here in Russia. The most concerning to me personally is Siemens. Siemens, the big Siemens, you know, left the country. Siemens was our partner, very close partner. We had promoted Siemens, we had sold Siemens equipment for our project, turnkey project for energy facility constructions. Siemens had fantastic, excellent, the best in the world turbines, gas and steam turbines to produce electricity. And Siemens was competing with General Electric, a great company as well. They both have left, and we are left with 2 manufacturers of Russian turbines, and those turbines are not good. So That was the biggest concern for me. But then, I look kind of deep into the engineering, construction world, and then a couple more losses. Siemens NX is software, special purpose software that was used by engineers. AutoCAD, Autodesk is huge blow for all design engineers in Russia. Things like that. The car manufacturers left, all of them left, the Western ones. And that's something you have to really dig into. You have to watch the news, you have to read the media, analyze, think. Not too many people do that, honestly. The most people here in Russia, they know about the companies that have left that they concern them. And how is this possible? What is the first thing you run into, you notice when the people left? First is food, because you buy food every day, right? Second is medicine, drugs. Because if you need drugs for something, for a condition, you gotta have it, And the third is everyday things like clothing, apparel, cosmetics, things that you buy on a regular basis. And those things are very, very visible. When the companies leave, you notice right away. The food companies, mostly they have stayed so far, and it's not easy to take your business and shut it down here in Russia and just leave, If you're a huge company, corporation such as Coca-Cola, that's less painful. But if you're a smaller company and your entire business here in Russia, then it's difficult. If you're a medium-sized company, still difficult. For example, Finnish company Valio, and I think there's another company called Sapio or something like that. They have, the Valios provided excellent, unbelievably fantastic butter in Russia, very quality. Russian butter is not that great. My taste, okay? Don't quote me on that. That's what I think. To my taste, Valio was great. President, that's French butter, was absolutely great. So Valio decided to leave, sold the store for peanuts. Not store, sold the manufacturing facility. Basically sold the business. Gerber Food has announced that it's leaving. A huge importing company, I forgot the name, announced that it's leaving Russia. But this process is taking some time. What happened really quickly was, first of all, the fast food companies, McDonald's, Starbucks, left. They just closed the doors, basically. They announced one day, and next day they were closed. Second, apparel stores, and that was a big, big blow, because Russia does not manufacture its own clothing. It imports. And it imports from no-name brands from China and from big brands such as Inditex, Pull & Bear, Bershka, H&M, things like that, and those stores, they're present at every single shopping mall in Russia, and they just closed. They one day, overnight, they closed their doors. And all the Russians, they saw that. Now, things were happening over a couple months, more and more companies closing, and Russians were fed this propaganda. They were pumped the information, something like messages, something like, oh, you know what, it's not a big deal. It's great for Russian economy because now we have less competition, we're going to develop our own brand. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, okay? Less competition is bad for business. More competition is good for business, for consumers, okay? Now we have less competition, and somehow they expect Russian companies rise from ashes, okay? Because no one stands in their way. That's not how you rise from ashes, okay? You rise from ashes by fighting every single inch and striving to become better and better. But not too many people in Russia understand, unfortunately. So I've heard many voices saying, oh, that's okay, McDonald's left, that's okay, we're gonna be healthier. Manufacturers of foreign cars left, that's okay, we're gonna, bring Lada back to life, bring Moskvich back to life, Niva and Russian cars are great, We're gonna learn how to manufacture them, we're gonna advance. I was thinking, well, what prevented us from advancing in the past 30 years since the collapse of the USSR? Nothing. And all of a sudden now, with lack of the technology, with lack of foreign partners, with like everyone's been cut off from Russia, now we're gonna rise from ashes? I don't think so. But anyway, that's just my opinion. What do I know, right? Same thing for apparel. Somehow Russia in the past 30 years has not been able to produce its own quality clothing. Turkey first, then China. Now we import most of our clothing from China. And all of a sudden, even the big brands like Pull&Bear, Bershka, H&M, Zara, even those large brands, they're manufactured in China. They're European, Western brands, but everything comes from China. All of a sudden, we have tons of stores closed in the shopping malls. You all saw that. I showed you many times the situation. Not only me, but every single Russian blogger, I think, has done that. It's somehow people love seeing that. Okay, I don't understand why, but it's true anyway. We take you out there, I take you out there, and I show you closed stores. Okay. Now that's where they get interesting. The first message is strong from the media, from like all different kind of chats, from Telegram channels, from everywhere. Oh, we will prevail. We will prevail. We will not be broken. Things like that. And then after a couple months, people start sounding less and less enthusiastic. Okay, and I finally think, well, perhaps they start feeling the pinch. There are two kinds of pinches. First is you cannot get access to many things, okay? And the second is economical. You make less money. Well, the second pinch is definitely can be seen around here and heard by people. They start hurting financially. But the first one somehow has not been seen because the first pinch, the inability to get access to foreign clothes and foods and goods and services and everything else, Russians have started working around it. Not only Russians, but the companies who actually close their doors. My understanding is this: they are hurting financially big time, and somehow they want to minimize their losses. So there are two ways to do that. The first way is to rebrand. For example, you were McDonald's, now you're MC. The second way is to sell your business altogether in Russia and, so to speak, cut the bridges and burn the bridges and, that's it, just to be done with Russia. Now, that's a very much more painful way because imagine that. You come to Russia in the 90s and you start building up your business. You provide more goods, you pump up your sales team, you do extra efforts to sell more or to provide more, and then you start opening offices, you grow. Russia is a large country, many people, so you grow all over Russia. You have like hundreds of offices open, tens of offices, that doesn't matter. And one day, and you have like great plans and everything, but then one day something happens. One man says, you know what, we were forced, and then we're doing this thing. And guess what? You are forced to sell your business quick, in a matter of days. And you know what happens when you sell you anything in a matter of days, when you're pressured for time? I'm sure you all know. You drop your price. So I think most businesses were bought for peanuts, who sold their Russian operations. For example, Valio. I mean, come on, that deal to buy a manufacturing company like Valio that provides butter into every supermarket of Russia is a huge deal. I mean, it takes months, you know. I know, I've seen how the deals like that are structured. You know, you need to go and do the banks, you know, due diligence on one side, due diligence on another side. You need to discuss the contract, and then the lawyers, it takes weeks and weeks. You go back and forth and discuss conditions, terms, and things like that. You know, it takes such a long time. It takes months, perhaps even years, if you want to cash out and sell your business, big business. And here in Russia, you do it in a matter of days. And you know what? It means that you sell in your business on for pennies on dollars. Okay, that's what it means. And I think most companies who sold their businesses, they just wanted to recover some pennies. Okay, and this is why they sold it. Now, who sold? Who sold out so far? Big talk of Polish company called Reserved. Reserved, and there are a couple brands with Reserved. Hang on. I don't know, if you're in Europe, you have probably been to a store called Reserved. So Reserved is a Polish company, basically owned by a large Polish family, and it closed doors almost immediately after the start of this thing. Okay, and Reserved had decent quality for cheap price, very good clothing, and there are a few more brand shops that I'm looking for right now. Sinsay, Crop, Mojito, House, and Reserved. That a Polish family owned these brands, and it owned business. Okay, and it closed for a few weeks. All these stores were closed. And big news yesterday, Reserved is being reopened in Russia. It's coming back. Everyone was like, oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Reserved is coming back. Well, I started investigating. It did belong to a Polish family, and the Polish family wanted to pull out of Russia completely. So it sold its business to Chinese. And it sold business in a rush. And you know, like I said before, what happens when you sell business in a rush? You lose. You lose big time. So these Polish folks, they were nice to do business in my country for decades, right? Opening great stores, nice looking stores. I shopped there myself for my kids. And we were discussing with Natasha. She was like, oh no, Reserved is leaving. What are we going to buy? Where are we going to shop for Michael? You know, it's a bummer. Obviously, we're not going to be left without clothing, but it's much less convenient, and the ratio of quality to price is going to suffer, okay? So she was said Reserved was leaving. And these Polish people, they were so fine, like serving my country, and all of a sudden my country does something and they are forced to leave. That's just not right. That's not fair, okay? So they decide to recover at least something. And a group of Chinese business people comes to them and asks them to buy the business outright. And they sell. They sell. And the Chinese are reopening all the stores, Reserve, House, Crop, Mojito, Sinsay, but under different brands. For example, Reserved is RE, Re. House is H, Crop, CR, Mojito, MH. Sinsay, I think it's just SI or something like that. So it's the same thing, same clothing lines, same everything, but it's sold to the Chinese. And Chinese, well, let's put it this way, they care about the sanctions against Russia, but much less than Europeans and the Westerners. Imagine that. So they are reopening the stores. Now, on one side you have a hard-working Polish family, a generations of business people, who expanded to Russia in the 90s come and start doing business here, right? And then you have Russian partners, Russian shopping malls and things like that. Abruptly, the Polish folks close the stores. Russian employees are fired or, soon to be fired. Partnerships lost and so forth. Who wins? Certainly not the Polish, certainly not the Russians. And then here comes the third party, the Chinese. They say, oh, you know what? We're going to give them pennies for dollar. Because if they don't accept it, they're going to even lose pennies. They're not going to recover anything. So they offer, and they probably pressure their way. They're very good deal makers. They pressure way into making deals. And voila, they own the entire business here in Russia. Okay, Chinese win. Russians lose. Polish lose. Now, the biggest news, of course, is McDonald's. McDonald's is coming back. First of all, there are some bloggers that go around and film McDonald's that are not closed. And then they try to come out with videos like, McDonald's closed? That's BS. Look at our video. McDonald's is still open. Look, yes, there are McDonald's restaurants that are still open in Russia. But guess what? They're not McDonald's anymore. They're the pirates. Okay, they're pirates. Because official McDonald's, like real McDonald's, closed all the restaurants. Okay, and as far as I know, they did not want to franchisees to keep on using their name and logo and everything else. So those people who use McDonald's system, McDonald's brand against McDonald's will are simply pirates, okay? And of course there's an announcement yesterday that a Russian businessman buys McDonald's outright in Russia. Woo! Those critics, those skeptics, they're like, we will prevail, oh, we're gonna be so much better. They just rejoiced. They went like, wow, did you see that? That's exactly what we've been telling you all along. We are just kicking out McDonald's and we're doing something Russian instead of McDonald's. The franchisee, one of the guys who owned McDonald's franchise in the east of Russia, he actually made an offer to McDonald's and McDonald's couldn't resist, couldn't say no. The thing is, there's an option to buy back in 5 years. So I think McDonald's is playing it safe, okay, because they still can regain their business back if somehow things go back to normal. I don't know how, and I'm praying for them to go normal, but we'll see. Anyway, so McDonald's is reopening, but not under McDonald's brand. It's going to be completely, it's not going to be McDonald's. McDonald's, the corporation announced that it's closing its doors in Russia for good, okay? You can see that everywhere, in the Western media and the Russian media. But this guy, the franchisee, he buys the business and he's going to be changing the design, the logo, and changing, but still keeping MC, okay? And selling probably not, I don't know, Big Mac, but KGB Mac or something like that, He's going to rename his products, but they're going to be pretty close. But the thing is, the key point that I want everyone to understand, it's not McDonald's anymore, okay? You can name it anything you want, but it's not. And McDonald's, the corporation in the United States, announced, you just cannot just go against it, okay? So what is happening right now is the companies that, at least quite a few companies that close the doors, they're trying to minimize the costs, or they're trying to go around the, this sanction thing. I don't think that the Western companies that sell clothing and stuff, I don't think there wasn't any pressure on them from the U.S. government. I think that's what the decisions were their own. But, they probably still, some of them still looking for a way to make to minimize losses and still keep on making money. So in the coming months and weeks, we will see more and more of these deals. Just like another good example, Renault wrote off its business, 2.3 billion euro. Billion. It had a complete cycle of manufacturing a car here in Russia, and it just gave it up. Basically wrote it off for 1 ruble, for 3 cents. It sold it to the Russian government, and the Russian government gave to Moscow government, right, to like an asset to Moscow government. And Moscow mayor announced right away that the company is going to bring Moskvich back to life. An old, crappy Russian car, like one of the worst cars. But, you know, he proudly said, we're going to make this Moskvich back, bring it to the market. And I was thinking, oh no, my God. I made a video about that too, one of the live streams. But anyway, was I wrong? In that stream, I misinformed you, because I thought that would be an entire production like process, from design, from engineering, you know, building plants to actually build engines from scratch, you know, transmissions from scratch and so forth. And that's a lot of work. That's a long time. That's lots of investments. But I was wrong. Boy, was I wrong. You know, these people are genius, okay? They're bringing a Chinese manufacturer onto the factory, and the car will be manufactured in China 100%. Once it's out of the factory, the wheels of that car will be taken, like, you know, unscrewed and taken off, and then the car would make it here to Russia, to the factory, where they would take the wheels and put them back on, and it will be considered localized car, and they call that car Moskvich. So they just took, well, Renault gave up business and gave it to them, and they rebranded it a little bit and bring in a Chinese manufacturer with complete product to sell its cars, okay? And things like that we're going to be seeing more and more in the upcoming months. And I think it's tragic and funny at the same time. Tragic because, you know, Russian economy is falling apart, but funny is because Russians going to be coming out with more and more jokes like that about Moskvich, okay? In general, sanctions, the companies that have left Moscow, they're trying to come back. Well, they're selling off their businesses. They're trying to recover as much money as they can. And there are buyers for those businesses. Buyers who want to enter Russian market with fast, cheaply, and with a big bang. And this has been my message for today. Now, I would like to thank my wonderful moderators. That's Lorna, Mommy, Robert Bates, Julie F., Harry Podnan, Yarn Prepper, Bob S. Thank you. Everyone, please keep this chat clean. Before I turn the comments, I would like to say a couple of words about myself. There's so many new people on the channel lately. My name is Konstantin. If you recently joined, I do live updates daily from the very heart of Russia, sometimes from Moscow, sometimes from the south of Russia, Rostov, where I am right now. In very basic, I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years now. I'm conservative. My values are God, family, hard work, and freedom. Spent most of my life here in Russia, but I lived and worked in the USA for 9 years, in Ukraine for a year, in Uzbekistan for a couple of years. So I have plenty of experience of living abroad and comparing how things are outside of Russia to how things are inside. And that was the main reason why I started my channel quite some time ago. I wanted to show that this country is actually misunderstood, actually so much similar to the West, looks like the West, and I wanted to show my experiences from the first hand of living here. Of course, everything changed on the 24th, and I merely am giving you the updates. Okay, so please Keep on tuning in every single day, and I will show you. Chat's on. Please keep this chat clean. You know, Russia is not the safest country in the world anymore, and I can get in trouble for saying there's certain things. You know, just use common sense when you type something. Just don't try to inform me what's going on outside of Russia and in its neighboring country, because I know it's just there are some things I cannot talk about. Lorna, Jan Prepper, Mommy, Robert Bates, in that order. Thank you so much. Hi there. Emra Makers, IKDA, Miss Me, Liv, Tim, Thomas, MM93. Welcome the usual suspects. There'll be quite a few people today, I believe. 1,600 watching. Please, if you want me to notice your comment, please put it in caps. Otherwise, too many comments. Chances are not. I'll probably miss it. There's a super chat from Reese Gray. Thank you so much. Hello from Canada, Mr. Popular. I'm seeing that many Russians believe that the Russian economy will be fine. If you don't look too close, that seems to be, but even Elvira Nabiulina is telling a different story. Thank you, Reese, $10. Thank you. Much appreciated. Message is even better than $10, even better than $100. I would rate your message about somewhere $1,000, okay? Now, you are definitely right when saying that many Russians think that the Russian economy will be fine, and they don't look too closely, but some people that they do, and Elvira Nabiulina does. She's a very smart lady. She knows what's coming. She had about months ago, she addressed Russian senators. She traveled personally to Russian State Duma. And then she basically told the senators what's coming. And she said that it's not coming in the fall, it's coming in the summertime to be ready, okay? I disagree with most Russians who think that Russian economy will be fine, because I understand Russians, and please understand my fellow Russians as well. Look, Russia has been through many hard times. Breakup of the USSR was really hard time. We nearly were at hunger level, almost there. We'd never had hunger, but we were almost there. In 1991, it was pretty bad. 90s were poor. We sourced for food, we sourced for money. 2008 was tough. Our dollar exchange rate went through the roof, Then 2014 was tough. 2012 was tough. So Russians think, hey, it's just going to be another crisis, another tough time. Little do they know that this time everything is different. The entire world against us. If the entire world was helping us during the previous crises, now we're facing the entire world. And that's not a good opponent to face, let me tell you something. That's why I think we are in so much trouble. I think there's a financial, economic tsunami that's coming our way. But you know what? I cannot break through that wall. I cannot say anything to most Russians I know. They're gonna find it in a hard way. I tried. I did my dues. I warned everyone I know. David Joseph, $5. Russian VAT income dropped 40% on April. Was VAT reduced? David, I think you know the answer. I think you're just being a little smart. You're absolutely right. The VAT revenue dropped by 40% in April. Was in the news today. You know your Russian economic news, and VAT tax was not reduced. It remains same, 20% for most goods and services. And guess what? That's the first sign. That's the very first macroeconomic sign that we have received. Out of all other things, out of the stores leaving, out of all like manufacturers leaving and so forth, that's nothing. That's on the surface. This is real because business activity, hang on one second. I have an important message. Someone is trying to sign with my iPhone in West Palm Beach, and I'm allowing it to happen because I know who's trying to sign in. Anyway, out of all the signs, this is the most important sign. This is just the first sign, like real economist type of thing, data that is shows that, hey guys, something's really sinister happening in the economy. VAT is down 40%. That means people started buying less food, less products, less goods, less services. Businesses has produced less, have sold less, That's not good. That's not good at all. Hope I answered your question. Frank in Texas says China can ship everything by rail. Yes, we have border with China. And they can outcompete everyone else by a huge margin. This is the tea I'm drinking, by the way. This is a new tea. I bought it Sri Lanka from the Ceylon, and it's Earl Grey. Excellent tea. One of the best I've tried. Thank you. There is a super chat from Donna Olson from Beverly Hills. That's resignation letter. Today was something else. Donna, I'm sorry. I'm not really sure which resignation letter. Who resigned? I haven't really watched the news in the last 5-6 hours because I was out busy. So if you could give me a heads up. Trying to make a quick search. No, it's just giving me. That's interesting. Marsha Tucker says a Russian diplomat in Geneva resigned. Interesting. Well, let me tell you, this could be one of the first signs of the exodus of Russian officials. This could be. I have to look into this more, and perhaps I'll make another stream, because this is a very, very important message, very serious message. If it's not coincidence, if it's not for personal reasons, like health failing and things like that, then Russian diplomat resigning in Switzerland could be big. KWGM, thank you so much. I will look into it. I will try to verify now. In the news, Lavrov talking about different things. Lavrov has been very, very active. And on 2 occasions, Vladimir Putin had to make apologies on his behalf, like for Lavrov for something he said. Okay. Well, anyway, thanks for the heads up. I have not heard of it, but it'll be interesting to learn. Karen Main, $10. Thank you so much. Good to see you strolling the waterfront yesterday wearing your USM hoodie. I'm really glad you noticed, and I'm glad you appreciate it. Best from Amena, near OOB. Gosh, Karen, you know, my heart just warms up to these names. Mena, OOB. It's fantastic. We had a really good stream yesterday. And you know what? Just one thing I want to share with you is it seems like my channel has been growing by quite a large margin, okay? And it's great, okay? I really like the fact that my message is being heard and by many more people. But it also brings challenges. And one of the challenge is, you know, I was talking to Zangiyev today about this. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, you're gonna get lots of heat, okay? If you go to a forest, you stand in front of trees, and you film trees green, and you know, it's a summertime, and you just upload it on YouTube, and if it's like 1 million people watch it, there will be 5,000, like 95,000 people would probably like it, and there will be 5,000 people that will absolutely hate it, and they would start, you know, commenting like, oh, you know what, that's fake, that's not summertime, that's winter, and the trees are green because there's too much radiation, you know. Oh, that's fake, it's just special effects, you know, and things like that. And this is what has started happening to me. I got so much heat for yesterday's, you know, strolling up and down the waterfront. Oh, why are you so happy? Why are you showing us life? Your life is so peaceful, that's fake. Oh, you're such a propaganda tool for Russian government, okay? Oh, you're trying to promote your country. Okay, and then some Russians write me, what are you doing? What are you doing? You are so like Western propaganda against Russia. And things like that. So that video that made lots of that attracted lots of attention. The last one I did, living under sanctions. Oh my God, the people who trolled this video, people who actually made fun of this video, people who copied this video, people who mocked me, people who said, okay, you know what, we disagree, contradicted me. They disagreed. They said everything is completely different. Folks, one of the reasons I like YouTube is because, you know, camera doesn't lie. If I pick up my camera and I film something and then I upload, you see things exactly the way I saw through my own eyes, okay? I did go to a shopping mall that used to be extremely popular. It's called Mega Mall, Teplый Stan. I personally had been coming to that shopping mall since 2004. I saw that mall evolved, okay? I saw it was grand, then I saw it was getting old and dusty, and I saw huge construction renovation, and I saw this grand new opening, okay? I made an entire video about that shopping mall. I think it was Monday or Tuesday morning. like walking through the Russian shopping mall. Watch that video. I think there are more people on Tuesday or Monday morning than on Sunday afternoon now. Okay, so I take my buddy Russell. We come to this large shopping mall called Solaris, and we have lunch there, and we want to film something. And I tell him, Russell, let's go to a different shopping mall, mega mall, because this one, Solaris, is actually a large and much larger, and it has subway stop right underneath and a intercity bus station right next to it. So there's large traffic drawn by subway, by commuters who go from outside, like different towns. They take buses, they come to the shopping mall, get inside shopping mall, go underground, and go. It's like a getaway to Moscow. Okay, so I'm telling him, listen, would not be a clean experiment. Let's go to Mega, where it's terminal destination mall. To get there, you must either take bus, which people rarely do, or drive. Okay, and it was always popular and things like that. So we drive to Mega and we film Mega, and everyone comes out and says, okay, you know what, that's lies. You weren't there on Sunday, you were there on Monday morning. Another person says, you are there, Sunday is not a good day for shopping anyway. You should have been there Saturday. A lot of people saying, oh, it's propaganda, it's Western propaganda. A lot of people saying it's Russian propaganda. Russian bloggers start poking me. It's so funny. Some saying, oh, you know what, that's totally not true and stuff like that. Come on, that's funny. That's something that I started dealing with very recently, and I don't know how to approach it yet, but I guess I'm learning. I'm sorry for being a little emotional. I wanted to share something with you. I've seen a few super chats. Donna Olson, $5. I will cut, paste details to private message send you. Thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate it. I will definitely look into that. Bruce Longworthy has been a sponsor of this channel for 3 months. Thank you so much, Bruce. I appreciate it. And your message is great video yesterday. Thanks. I actually liked doing this video while doing the walking tour. Natasha liked very much so. It was cold. The only problem was very cold, low 50s. It was like 12 degrees Celsius. Other than that, it was absolutely fantastic. I'd rather do videos, streams like that, walking around and having fun, rather than sitting and finding a message that really bothers me, that's cooked up inside of me and things like that. It's completely different live streams. But Bruce, thank you so much. We have a new sponsor. Well, no. The sponsor, no comment, has been the sponsor for 3 months, and he has a message, or she has a message, I'm not sure. Earl Grey, are you a Trekkie? What's a Trekkie? Trekkie is a person who runs. Well, I like running. I haven't done that because my eyes had problems before the surgery, but I might get back into running. Trekkie. Tracker, like a tracker for high-tech companies, like a coach. Oh. Chirper, glad that you talked with Zangief today, as he seemed a bit low in his latest post. The kid is good. He's a bit confused from what I understand. Confused by the whole thing that's happening in the country, okay? Because it's confusing, trust me. It's very confusing. But he's a good person, and he's taking a lot of heat for his video as well. No matter what we do, we gotta be taking heat, okay? Michael Milkevitz, thank you. Never going to make all happy, keep it up. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think so too, Miguel. Wow. This is Miguel from Madrid. Admiration. Thank you so much, Miguel. I've been to Madrid. I met the owner of Real Madrid. Well, actually, didn't really meet him, but he was there with us in the meeting. We went to the company called ACS to meet and discuss partnership in Russia, working together, and that's the company who owns Real Madrid. And then the guy was asking about us. He was interested about the Russians who came in. He had never seen Russians before. Okay, that was a few years back. So I've been to the headquarters of, and we were talking to the guys. They took us out for lunch, the big execs at ACS, and they said, "Listen, if we sign a contract and we start doing a large project with you, like in Russia somewhere, turnkey project, because ICS is in for like large projects, okay? They're not interested in anything less than 100 million euros, okay? They said, if we do that, you guys are going to be our guests at Santiago Bernabeu, like I think that's how the Real Madrid stadium is called. And they said, we have really good seats. We have like private boxes because it's our stadium, it's our company, it's our football club, and we'll definitely take care of you. We'll bring you over to the football games. Unfortunately, it never happened. That's too bad. There is a message from Super Chat, a message from Scott Champion. 30 trillion US national debt here. When it's 33 trillion, economy will crash. The bad guys love the 33. Hello from Wyoming. Love your work, sir. Thank you so much. Scott, I am very well aware of the US national debt, and it's been growing like crazy in the last 7-8 years. It started with Barack Obama, and it keeps on growing. You're absolutely right. I mean, I'm not sure about the 33, but I'm sure that sooner or later something's gonna happen. Time. Bob S. Check time. I'm checking. Few minutes. Ludmila Hopkins, thank you. It was great having you there. Miguel, this Saturday watch the Champions League final. I will do that. If it doesn't interfere with the stream. Okay. Melody, hi, from Florida. Can you do another walk in the Rostov hood? That was awesome before. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I will do so. Rostov is not a huge city. It's not like Moscow, not like tons of places. I will take you to the poorest part of Rostov. I will do a walking tour, and I will try to get myself in trouble with the local hoods, local boys, Come on, Nolan Laba, come and get me. Everyone, please join me in a prayer. I want to pray for all good things to happen, for God to give us good things, to stop bloodshed in Ukraine. And if you're a believer, please join me. If you're not a believer, please join me. You can call it whatever you want. Sending good wishes, vibes, energy. Just please join us. Dear God, thank you for giving us a wonderful day. Thank you for giving us food on our tables and roofs over our heads, surrounding us with loved ones and family and good people. Thank you. I am asking you to stop the bloodshed in my neighboring country, Ukraine. There's a dire situation happening there, and I'm sure that you're well aware of it. Please, it's in your powers. Please, have the bloodshed stop. Take people who are responsible for making decisions and open their eyes, open their hearts, open their minds, fill with wisdom, love, compassion, so they make this bloodshed stop. Please send angels to every single person who's been affected and in need of your help, to help that person. Please help everyone who's helping Ukrainians, people who have been displaced, had to run for their lives away from the country. Please bless those who help in Ukrainians and refugees in general. Please give us wisdom to raise up our kids the way that they will make a better world, and they will fix the mistakes that have been made by us. Please give everyone food who is hungry and everyone shelter who is homeless. Send angels with sharp swords to get rid of demons who hijacked my country, Russia, and have Russia shine again. Be a good member of international community and a good neighbor. Please do that. Please answer prayers of everyone who is praying in the stream. Make their wishes come true. I would like to mention a few people here. They actually reached out to me and they asked to be mentioned because they need something. Each one needs a different thing, and nevertheless they all need, they are in need of something. So I want you to reach out their hearts and their heads and touch them and answer the prayers and make their wishes come true. I would like to mention their names. They are Shay, Rafaela From, and her daughter Anna, William, Elena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, and Bonnie, Rebecca, Melissa, Buzz, Anne, Mary, Jean-Paul, Paula, Jane, Michael's mom, Marlene, Mikhail's family, Dimitrius, Kieran, Maddie, Sharon, Narnian Lady, Brantley, Susan S., Sabrina Fell, Moby 1, Skipper 09, Susan, Maverick, the newborn, Fiona, Paul Binns, and Sandy. Please also help Kim McKay. Thank you so much. I really, really am glad that we were able to pray here in the stream. Thank you for bringing us all together. Thank you. Amen. My friends, thanks for another good stream. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming. I appreciate, praying with me. And you are awesome. And you are absolutely awesome in your rock. I want to see you here tomorrow. And I am working on giving more good videos for you that are interesting and valuable. Thank you. Mods, thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow.